Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we continue our music theory series right here, BusyWorksBeats.com/music theory. I need you to smash that like button. Let's get it rocking. Today we're going to focus on J. Cole melodies using guitar. So there was a track on his new album that had that like that kind of melody. So let's tap that out. Follow my out of keyness. Okay, we're gonna open up a plugin, your favorite acoustic guitar plugin. This one's called Ample Guitar M. We're gonna right click, go to piano roll. So the key to this sound is that you're actually mapping out a chord. So you need to understand chords before you hop into melody. Melody isn't just random notes. It's notes that work together. And in order to understand notes that work together, you have to understand chords. What is a chord? How do you build a chord? That's all the stuff that we teach at BusyWorksBeats.com/music theory. And we're actually doing a 50% off sale now. So you can get music theory for half off. Just use the code 50. So, boom. Okay, so the key is the notes are going to be nice and short. Also, I meant to tell you one thing with this specific plugin. We have to turn off the reverb because we don't want to sound like we're in one of those archways with the tons of reverb. We want to act like we're in a small little room. So we want to be super quick. So let's turn on the metronome. Let's go to pattern mode. And the notes we're playing are actually from a chord. So this chord is D minor 7. And then we're just using the notes within the chord. So notice here we actually stacked up two notes. This is because what I was talking about, intervals. So from C to F is going to be, what is this? A fourth, okay? And we teach you why that's considered a fourth. I know I'm kind of not explaining every little tiny detail, but that's why it sounds good. So we're just playing a chord, y'all, spreading it out. Now the real key also is velocity, but not every guitar is built the same, not every plugin. So we're gonna go mid, down, further down, high. And then we're gonna go do 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's a key. If you don't know like where to start, you can work backwards. And we teach this stuff. There's something called chord codes. You actually get a chord code chart for free when you go to BusyWorksBeats.com/music theory. So this way you can work backwards. So now I know that the formula is, okay, play the 7th chord with this note as the top note. We already know the 7th chord in this case is going to be D minor 7. Then the question is, okay, we want to play the same thing here, but with G as the top note. Now we could do a little cheat sheet, which is copy this, hit shift, pull it so that G is the top note. That doesn't necessarily mean these notes will sound good. In this case, I could tell because it's A minor 7, but sometimes you'll pick a chord that doesn't sound right. So in that case, I know I'm like going all over the place. You would have to take the 3rd and the 7th, move it up to a major, and then move the whole chord down so that G would be the top chord in that case. I'll make this, I already know this chord is not the right chord, and I'm going to show you how to convert the chords. So hear how it doesn't sound right. So we're going to take that bottom note, top note, pull it up 1, and then make sure G is that top note. So we just converted a major 7 to a minor 7. Now here you might want to do the same thing, adding that 4th. In this case, the 4th didn't sound right, so in this case, we're going to play what's called a major 3rd. So it's 4th, major 3rd. We could probably even add it here. Now in this case, this guitar plays realistically, so you can't play those two notes on top. Another trick is the note length. Okay, so we're going to hit Alt, make this note shorter. And it does make a difference. So this last little note here, we just want it to be like a little rhythmic note. So we're going to make it shorter. Then you could try different lengths. Okay, so you can copy this whole thing over, hit Shift, grab all these notes, hit Alt, left click and drag these over. Then I'll really show you something. So let's copy this entire thing over. So it sounds complicated, and it's just these small things that we're doing. We're not doing anything super complicated. Now here's the cooler thing. So we're gonna hit Alt L, and let's drag these. Actually, yeah, let's highlight these notes. Hit Alt L. Make sure only with selections turned on. Okay, so that way it fills out that gap. Now we're gonna get more of a sentimental vibe, because when you have overlapping notes, it just changes the vibe. Now, I don't know if this is technically proper that you would even be able to play these notes. As you could hear, the plugin has like a contradiction in itself, because it does like smart playing. So technically this might not be realistic to play that little jump note. So instead, what we're gonna do is just take out these notes and just make them longer. Okay, so the trick is to extend these notes out. Okay, that's the trick that I'm doing right now. And you just extend it until you hear another note. Okay, so we're gonna copy the same thing. Now, of course, is this realistic guitar playing? You would have to think about all the realistic contradictions. We're not going that deep. The point of a computer is to do stuff you can't do in real life. So let's add a couple hammer-ons. Actually, let's do something like this. Okay, now let's add this back in. Now again, it's like da 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 da. You would spend the time to figure out the perfect note length. If you want these like starting notes to be shorter, so dun 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 dun. See how it's more bouncy and rhythmic if you make these shorter. So note length also matters. Let's make these shorter. Sometimes it can sound a little fake when you do da 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 da. It just got to be careful with the note lengths. Just wanted to show you that that's important. So you would separate these two, and now you can start adding your effects. You know, your lo-fi effects, whatever effect you want. Okay, let's add the J. Cole lo-fi effect that he used on that piano. Let's go to Fruity Delay 3. Turn the dry level down, turn your feedback level down, turn your delay time down, turn your time modulation up. This is your wobble effect. Then we can add some filters to it. You can lower the sample rate if you want. Okay, then you would just layer it with a simple bass, and then that's all we would have to do in this case. So I'm just going to show you how to make the bass, and then we'll move on. I'll give you these project files for MIDI just so you could have it. I just meant to mention that earlier. I didn't even think, but I might as well do it. And let's paste the melody into the bass line. And what we are going to do here is get rid of all the top notes. Excuse me, get rid of these top notes. Okay, so we're getting rid of this, that, whoa, and that, and these, and those. Oh, not the whole thing. Pause. Oh my goodness, not again. Okay. And let's see what this sounds like if I let that kind of be that. And then do this, and then do that. And that's what it looks like, y'all. All right, let's hear what this sounds like. Okay, and let's give it the Reese bass voicing that it needs. We're gonna hit Control L, hit Control G to group the notes, and just make sure the notes overlap a tiny bit so you get that slur effect that I'm about to program into the sound using what's called mono mode and then portamento mode. Okay, so you get the gist. Okay, so you would make your bass fit tighter. Oh, I just realized too, I forgot it's not going through the wobble effect. Let's copy the wobble effect. I forgot. Because that way it will not sound like it's out of key. Let's do one more thing just to see what it sounds like. Let's run the guitar through gross beat just to see what it sounds like at halftime. It may or may not sound cool. They use this effect in the album, but it's a little bottom heavy. It's too much movement. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so you just need some drums. I'll let you have these project files for free. Thank you for watching. Smash the like button so we can help more people around the world. It's Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. We're also doing 50% off our music, everything. And we have deals for premium, and we have deals on Hermes Synth. So it's 50% off our store. So just go to BusyWorksBeats.com. Hermes Synth has its pricing already situated. There's no code. But for everything that's on our Shopify page, just use the code 50, and then it'll add your discount. And what else? And premium, we have a new offer for you too. So a lot going on. Celebrate the summertime. Let's get back to it. It's a Game from BusyWorksBeats.com.